Changing our habits and seeing improvements is always hard. It's hard to work on habits. It's hard to really see changes. In this video, we look at this idea because somebody emailed me asking, how do you actually see the progress? Because they're not seeing it. So let's talk about it. Roll it. Welcome back to another video. My name is Nikos Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit a like if you like what you see. Of course, hit the subscribe button to get your daily motivational idea to get you moving in the right direction. Jumping into this email. Hi Nikos, I've watched your videos on habit change. I like your approach. Thank you. I tried it, however, I'm not sure it is working as it should. How do you know you're seeing progress? I've been working on some of my bad habits for about a month now. It's a long email, and he goes on all the changes he's made, on what he believes the progress was, comparison to what he believes he should have, and it brought me to this, line of questioning I had for him that I've emailed him, and some of the questions I got back were quite interesting because they kind of verified our mentality of when we make changes, what is our actual expectation of what it was versus what it is right now. The simple truth is our narrative changes as time goes on. If we start changing a few habits and we want to make them into these good habits, say procrastination as an example, well, we start working on it, and every day we'll set some new goals to achieve, and we know where we're at when we start, and we're like, we're totally at the place where we need to do a complete flip, but we say we know we can't do it all, so we're going to do baby steps, and we're going to start implementing certain changes in order to start seeing success in this area. However, as time goes on and we start seeing a little bit of success, well, our narrative changes because we start comparing where we're at now, not to where we started, but where we believe we should be. So if we say, hey, I'm going to increase the amount of time I'm spending on working with procrastination and working on the things I'm procrastinating on, and I'm going to increase it from say I'm actually only doing about 20 minutes of work, and within a month I want to be able to be doing an hour of work in it. Well, when you get to about that 45-minute mark, halfway through, you start questioning where you are at with what you're doing, because you're changing your expectation to not only where this 1 hour, you should be at the 1 hour already after 2 weeks, but rather it should be at 2 or 3 hours, and the expectation fully changes. It's similar to when people are working out, and when they're working out, they're seeing some gains, but they're not seeing everything, but then, their mindset turns into, well, I should have more of a flat stomach by now, even though they had planned to make this effort to have a nice flat stomach by say 2 months down the road. So what ends up happening is they look at what they've changed, they either get discouraged or they start to make more improvements in order to reach the goal quicker, which could have a negative effect or a really positive one. How do we stop this occurrence in the narrative changing? It comes down to a little bit of a pen and paper scenario. What we want to do is actually at the beginning of these habits change, the beginning stages of it, we're going to say, hey, let's write everything down and let's put these timelines down. We need to monitor the increments of success that we're looking for. We need to be able to come back to it, to where we were at the beginning, and be able to say, hey, what was it that I started when I started moving in this journey? What happened? The line of questioning I had for this person was, what was your initial expectation? And they had a timeline, but in their mindset it had changed, and because they didn't write everything down, they couldn't actually put 2 and 2 together on where they believe they should be now, based on the expectation changing halfway through this huge change in their habits. Writing everything down, being able to come back and review it, and saying, hey, over the first week, 2 weeks, 5 weeks, a month and a half to 3 months, where are we at? What are we doing? What is going on, and where are my improvements? Writing everything down, now we can see the growth. We can finally find a pattern, and this is what it comes down to. Where is the pattern of growth in comparison to the changes being made? And while we see this happening, now we can actually look at tweaking certain changes in that initial habit change we made in order to see more success, instead of going, hey, I made all this progress and now I'm being discouraged because I'm not seeing any more progress, or my expectation has changed too much, so now I have to go back and really tweak it full blast and really make a lot of changes, which may in turn discourage us from actually continuing in the habit change. Monitoring all this is critical, and I really support people writing everything down on a piece of paper so that they can have it, get a book so you can write in it, and instead of writing it down in your phone or whatever online app you're using, online system, apps, whatever, and you actually are able to open up a piece of paper and read it. You're able to actually see a tangible of it. Now, yeah, you can put it in the phone and print everything off. That's great too, but you need something that's tangible. If it's on your app, you may not open, like I've had my Fitbit app. You know what? How many times do I check it? How many times do I go in there and check it? It's like when I've had nightmares and I just want to see how my sleep pattern has, or I'll check my watch to see if I crossed the 12,000 mark or the 15,000 if I've had a long walking day. I'm not in there every day. I'm not monitoring it every day. It doesn't do anything for me realistically unless I'm actually putting a alarm on my phone so I can actively know, hey, at 6 o'clock p.m. you're going to be checking it, and then go and open it. That's a habit in itself. So where are we with that? Well, even if you have a printed paper, yeah, that might be hard to always look to. However, if you put it somewhere where you're going to be looking at it at least once every 2-3 days, now we can start comparing that and seeing that, and being able to see where we were when we started, where we've gotten to, and what were our expectations, in case our mind starts to jump ahead into that place where, yeah, we should have already had that six-pack, because that's not how reality works. It comes down to patterns, and once you see the pattern, that pattern can be tweaked. And once that pattern is tweaked, you will see more changes that are beneficial, and you'll also see those bad habits in those patterns that are occurring that you can now start working on in order to see more positive change come your way. My name is Nico Rentas. This is mentorsapproach.com. Hit a like if you like what you see, and of course, hit the subscribe button to get your motivational idea for the day to get you moving in the right direction. And of course, leave your comment below. Leave your story. Have you been in this situation, and what are the kind of things that you did? Who knows, maybe somebody will be reading it and you might help change a life.